Welcome back to Confessions from the Couch. We are your three favorite hosts, Laisha,
Liv,
and Mira.
Last week's episode, we discussed friendships. We asked the most important question: are your friendships serving you? If you haven't checked out our last episode, please make sure you do. This week's episode, we are addressing situationships.
Confession 3, Situationships.
So, what is a situationship?
So basically, a situationship to me is when two people act like they're in a relationship and they do everything, like you probably met the person's family, whatever a relationship means to you, but there's no title. And I think at least you guys aren't on the same page, and one person may want a friendship, one person may want a relationship. But basically, you guys aren't on the same page as to what your relationship is and where it's going. It doesn't work. It may work for some people, but honestly, I don't think it works. And that's even with like friends with benefits, because I feel like eventually that person not getting what they want from it is going to be a problem unless they're just, I don't, maybe weak enough to just accept what it is, but at the same time, like they're hurting themselves. I don't think they could ever work. You have to always, for a relationship to work, friendship, whatever, you always have to be on the same page. Now, maybe not the same paragraph or whatever, but you guys have to know what it is, what your goals are, where you're going. You don't want to just be wasting time with people.
After much thought and conversing, we figured out that we all think the same thing when it comes to situationships. We define it similarly to the same way, which is that a situationship is a relationship with no definition. You're in this weird space where neither one of you have a clue of where you're going. One person may have more feelings than the other. Well, give and take. That's like even a relationship when you have a title, but you may have more feelings than the other person, and they're not conveying said not feelings to you. You all are just enjoying the ride.
I mean, I feel like confusion is a big part of it, and I don't know if they're both necessarily enjoying the ride, because I don't know. I feel like it's just a gray area. Every one situation is different, but I feel like with the situationship, they're not on the same page, and that's where the confusion comes in. So that one person who may want something else isn't really enjoying. They probably aren't enjoying what's going on.
Oh, I say that you are enjoying what's going on, because if you're not questioning it and you're not bringing it up, you are a situationship. You're both lost in each other, and if you're not bringing it up, that means you probably aren't aware. You in your mind, you probably like, oh, this is a relationship, and you could figure out where it's going. But if there's no conversation,
or you could have brought it up before, you could be like not scared, but you may not know how to talk about it.
But that's what I said. I said if you didn't bring it up,
you could bring it up, and then a person be like, I don't know, let's just see, or the person can give some lame ass excuse. Yeah. And since you like the person so much, you just like content for the moment about what's going on, but really that's still not what you want. You want the person, but not the way the person wants. Give themselves to you.
Or you think that the person is going to change. Or you think that the person is going to change. Even when they do tell you things.
Especially when they tell you. Shows you who they are, you better believe them. And that's
what I'm saying. If you don't know what that means, I need y'all to go sit down and talk to your grandmothers, because listen, that's a whole word.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
For you if you didn't know.
But yeah, I feel like it's just a sticky situation where one person is on the bad end of it and the next person is actually enjoying it. Yeah. I don't think two people could feel, comfortable in a situationship. I don't think that. One person is uncomfortable and the next person is comfortable.
So have you ever been in a situationship, either one of you?
I'm gonna say yeah. That's probably if y'all noticed the little passion that came behind it. That's where it came from.
Oh gosh.
I definitely found myself in a situationship. But I was young.
Yeah.
And learned.
I'm gonna say yeah, but I gotta, I guess you gotta be truthful to yourself. So I'm gonna say yeah.
That's all. You can't lie to yourself.
Yeah, but you gotta reevaluate everything. Was it that or was it that? you know?
Nah,
So if you're thinking that,
it was a
it
situationship.
probably is a situation.
It was a situationship. How did you know that it was a situationship?
This is bringing up a lot of emotions for me, but I knew it was a situationship when we were doing relationship things without a title. I was around his friends. I basically lived with the guy for like the whole semester in college. We were doing some things, and every time I brought up the whole relationship thing, it was, oh, this, that. I mean, he had valid points looking back on it. It wasn't going to work. I just wanted a relationship, if I'm being 100. We had like different views on a lot of important things, but I feel like when I brought it up, it was always like, oh, let's talk about it later, or oh, do you really think it's going to work? And my dumb self was weak at the moment, and I just stayed because I liked the person and I liked just having someone around, even though I wasn't getting everything I needed.
Mine was a little bit different. Mine, I was 19. Um, I just got entrapped and lost in the person, and it was like, I don't know. It was like a movie. It was so serene. It's like you did everything together. And although like I was traveling back and forth to school and like, well, not, I should correct that. I was not traveling back and forth to school. Yeah, I was in school and the guy was at home, my hometown, but it was just like the way that we'll talk every day. When I come home, we'll see each other. We'll spend like days together before I had to go back to school. And
Mm-hmm.
it was just being lost in those moments. And it was like, I love being with you. I love what we're doing, but there was no conversation of anything else.
Okay.
I have a question. So do you guys think that if the talking stage can turn into like a situationship,
Hell
if the
yes.
talking stage extends to way too
Yes.
long than it needs to
Yes.
be?
Yes.
I don't
Yes.
even understand what
But
this
I feel
talking
like,
stage. Let's be real. Where did this talking stage come from? Either you're dating me or you're not. Like, what are we talking about?
but
What are
to
we talking
me,
about?
talking and dating is the same
Oh no,
thing.
it's definitely not the same thing to me.
It's yeah,
I
it's
think
not.
I I use the words interchangeably.
But they mean two different talking. We could talk till we blue in the face, baby. What you gonna do to court me? What are you going to do to make this relationship?
So what is talking to y'all then? Because talking and dating is the same for me. We going
Mhm.
out on dates, we spending time. So what define talking then?
I get what you mean, but at the same time, okay, legit. The talking stage is okay. Say you met a guy or a girl. Y'all exchange numbers, and this is what it's about. You guys are like solely talking, but yet y'all haven't met yet. Or even if y'all did meet, it y'all haven't really been on dates. Like, no, I'm not gonna consider me dating you if we haven't even been on a date. So if
And
we actually are dating, then I'm gonna call it yes, we're dating, not that we're talking. Because I mean, dating sounds way better than talking.
talking sounds like we're
Yeah.
back in high
Okay.
school, and that's all we can do because our parents won't let us go nowhere.
I feel like I think they're the same. It makes sense, but I honestly haven't said I talked to this person in years. Like, oh yeah, that's my friend, or we're dating. So I get what you mean. That makes
I
sense.
digress.
So to get back to the original question, can talking quote unquote turn into a situationship? I think it is, but that's still like a part of being in tune with yourself to realize like, am I okay with this space that we're in, or do I want something more? And then dating. Because to me, dating and boyfriend and girlfriend are two different things as well. I don't know what your definitions are for that.
Yeah.
These are
For
whole
sure, my
topics on
boyfriend,
their own. Situationships is like
because like
complex. Like relationships are
it
complex.
is, it is.
Hmm.
It's like onion. You gotta peel the layers back.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Once you peel a layer, you got another one and another one and another one. Oh, we thought we was at the core. No, you got another one.
Oh my god. Oh my
We didn't discuss
gosh.
this, but I think it's interesting. What did the situationship do to you, far as like your self esteem, in terms of like you redefining and learning more about yourself and like what you would do on future relationships, or even take it a step further, saying what did you learn from a situationship, like moving forward and like to help you move forward in like new relationships.
It makes you angry. Well,
Use,
I think it makes me
I'm saying
angry.
use I statements.
Well, it makes me angry because having to complain about a person is like the most annoying thing. Like complaining about why he don't do that, why he doesn't do this, or like why am I in this situation? And then you think back on it, it's like, oh, but I really like him, and blah 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 blah. Meanwhile, he really ain't shit. Oh gosh, just the complaining aspect of it really does make me angry. Like, I like to talk to myself. I'll say that. I like to talk to myself. And when I'm complaining, I could go on a whole rant about myself. I mean, by myself. Like seriously, like you can share it with your friends, the complaints and stuff like that. But then again, you don't want to be complaining to them because they're gonna tell you and let you know like why you even talking to him or whatever. And then you're gonna say, oh, I like him. But it makes you angry. It makes you angry. And it takes a lot of strength to just get out. I don't want to say get out necessarily, but yeah, just get enough confidence to say, like, I don't want this. This is not what I want. And just make sure that you stick to what you say, regardless of what he says. Because if he didn't change it throughout, then who said he gonna change it after? So yeah.
I would say, I think the anger came once I was out of the situationship and I reflected back on it. But as I was going through it, I felt like I was more sad than angry. Um, I don't know, like it definitely did take a toll on my self-esteem. Because it's just like, girl, what are you doing? And it was just, for some reason, the whole get out thing, I felt like I was trapped because I didn't want to leave. Like I liked the intention, I liked having someone there, but I don't know. I just remember being sad most of the time because I wasn't getting what I wanted and the person was getting everything he wanted. So
Mm.
looking back, like I definitely the anger, that's when it came in, and it's just like you have to know yourself, do better, and always be in tune with yourself. Like if you're not feeling it and you're not happy, like relationships are supposed to be a good thing. If most of the time you're sad because you're not in a relationship, then that should tell you like you need to get out. But being in those situations, if you really like someone, like Liv was saying, it can, like, you know you shouldn't be doing it, but you really like the person, so it's hard.
Now, and even in the midst of it and like learning from it, I wasn't angry, which is really different because those are like that's like the usual emotion people feel once they are losing a relationship with somebody they've been building with or thought they was building something with and towards something. I wasn't angry. I was for a few months I was numb. I didn't want to talk to anybody else. I didn't want to do anything. But at a point it became you can't be happy until you make yourself happy. And so I've learned to pour more into myself and then before I pour
Yes.
into a relationship with somebody else. Because I realized, hint, the last episode we talked about being a giver in friendships. I'm like that in my relationships, and I'm always giving regardless. Like I give my
Mm.
time, my energy, my peace to other people. And so those things I realized that like through that situationship, I realized I gave up that piece in the situationship, so I also need to give it back to myself. I also
Mhm.
learned what I will tolerate, what I won't tolerate, and what questions to ask later on in life.
It's definitely a learning experience.
Yeah. Not saying you need to go through it, but
Just learn from us, learn from the OGs.
Through us discussing our experiences and talking about our own very own personal experience with situationships, there are a few signs for realizing that you are in a situationship. You may have heard a few of them from us talking earlier about our own personal experiences with being in a situationship. One being forever in a talking stage. Apparently, that's a real thing. Little to no dates. It could just be sexual or intimate interactions, and knowing the difference between a sexual interaction and an intimate one. Those are two very different things.
I mean, y'all
but
can still be going on dates though, because y'all could just be hanging out all the time. And in his mind, I'm taking you out, doing things right, but there's no title with it.
That's why I said little to no dates. It could be some, it could be none.
It could be a lot
Taking
too.
me to the movies ain't a date. That's just us watching a screen. Um,
I can't.
yeah.
But
um,
do you think just sexual slash intimate interactions, would it really be intimate then? I mean, I guess.
I would say depend on what intimacy is to you. Intimacy is very broad. It depends on the person. Intimacy could be different things for different people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like me sitting on the couch eating ice cream with you is my intimate moment with you. Not specifically
I
me,
saw
but that was
like
an example.
I saw a post on Instagram and it was a guy and a guy washing a girl's hair in the shower, and it was just like, this is also intimacy, but you guys aren't ready for this conversation. Like, intimacy is not just bang bang boogie,
I'm
okay?
ready for that
It's
conversation because I love when you up in my scalp.
oh my Lord.
Girl, rub my feet,
I
give
need
me
you
a
to wash my hair and
massage.
oil my scalp, okay?
Oh my gosh. I can't. But if
Um,
y'all are intimate in that way in a situationship, like
but that's how deep it can go, though. You have to realize that it could be that deep, and you not realize that you are there.
Because it's
true.
everything. But I feel like the title is like the main thing. Like, it's everything. It could be a relationship,
Oh,
but it's
y'all,
not
Yeah.
defined.
we
Continue.
you haven't met the important people in their lives, or you may have, and this also made you think that it's more than what it is.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, because I
Oh
met a few mamas, and I feel like the moms be with the shit. I feel like the moms be like, "Oh, this Monday girl, this Tuesday girl, hey baby girl, you're my favorite, or my only
listen.
Not
daughter."
the
No,
Monday and the Tuesday.
Listen. This mothers of sons, they gotta stop. They must be stopped. Call your son out on their bullshit. I'm serious though. Like it's crazy. You're a woman yourself, and like
You're enabling this behavior.
yes,
yeah,
it's no good.
yeah.
Continue.
If you met his uncle and his best friends, then maybe, but don't count the mom.
Feelings for the person, but no love.
That's the person that's okay with the
No,
situationship.
not really, because you might just be filling out the person. And you know, because some people are incapable of love. Let's actually be honest about this. Some people are
But I
incapable of
don't.
love and knowing how to love people. So they might just have deep feelings, but they might not love the person.
Well, you don't have
I
to
get
love the
that,
person.
but right,
Yeah,
to
you
be
don't
in a
have to. Yeah,
relationship.
you don't have to. Yeah, exactly. You don't have to be in love with the person to be in a relationship. You build that, and you don't. You start out with just liking the person and liking them enough to get into a relationship. But I feel
Yeah.
feelings for the person, but no love, is the person who is okay with the situationship.
Okay. Or
Or it could be like you're just stuck in this cycle that feels good, but you don't love the person. So it could be a bunch of different things, because you could just be in this little vicious little relationship, not vicious, but in this situationship, and you like how it feels, but at the end of the day, like, it's not really good for you, and you don't love the person. That's how it could also be taken.
the last one is no commitment. So you're just talking or dating. Or the piece where someone tells you they don't want to be in a committed situation, but you aren't listening
Really?
to them. You think they will change their mind, or that you think that you can help them change their mind.
Oh gosh, this is a big one, especially for us women. I feel like we always think we could change a man's mind, and guess what? You can't. It's all up to him, unfortunately. But yeah,
You can do everything, be the perfect girlfriend, but I feel like even doing that in a situationship when it's no title, you may think doing everything to be the best quote unquote girlfriend will get him. But if you think about it, a lot of guys won't change. Like, if they're getting everything they want, why should I put a title on it? I already probably had sex with you. Already for the homie, like we're cool, we have fun together. So why do I need to change that and put a title on it?
Exactly.
So that can, in a sense, make it worse too.
And also, I got something to add too. Like with the whole title thing, because we brought that up a lot. Why do people think that putting a title on things make things worse?
Mm. Why do
I feel
people
like
want to live up to a title? I think it's a two-way street of asking that question.
so as far as like making it worse, I would say talking to a lot of guys, more when you put a title on it, I feel like more responsibility, they
Yeah.
might think more responsibility comes with that. Like if you get married, like why do we have to get married? We already live together, this. But once you have that title, people change. Like and they might start expecting different things because now you have this role. So this is what should be expected with this role. Also, for the title, I feel like it might be like a woman thing. I don't know. I can only speak because I am a woman, obviously. But when you ask that, that kind of just made me think like if everything is going good and say both you guys are on the same page and there's no issues, there's just no title. Is it that serious for you to have a title because you guys are you already have each other, you guys could only be talking to each other, but the only thing missing is the title. So is the title that important at that moment?
Yes, because then it makes me question him on why won't he? If we're doing everything that goes along these guidelines of the title, why not just put it there? Like, is it a rat or something? Like,
I
like I'm so confused on like yeah, because there's many situations that people are in that you're doing everything exactly like a relationship. The person you guys can even be on the same exact page, and when it comes to the title, it's just like a whole different ball game, and that's a bit sickening. There's nothing to be
So
scared
what
about a title. If y'all break up, then y'all break up.
I
But
I
so
understand the title. I understand.
I do too, for the record, y'all. It was
No,
just a
not that.
question.
Like I understand having a title. I understand why people are opposed to labels, and I understand why people want them. My thing is that I'd rather have your
respect.
commitment than a title. Your commitment means everything. Just because you label yourself as my boyfriend don't mean you'll be faithful to me.
True. Yeah, but
And
what is the commit? Also, what is a commitment without the label, without the title? Like, if you're so committed, then you would
You would have a title?
give me
I
this
don't know.
title. Exactly. It's like, you know,
Just call yourself mine. We don't need no other title than that. You're mine. That's it. That's all.
so
uh-uh.
I would just say that whatever works for that person, yeah, everything, every relationship is not cookie cut, black and white. So whatever works for you is what works for you. I personally want a commitment and a title. Let me know it's
Exactly.
100% real. But I understand because people do get in relationships and they never had that conversation. But like if you introduce them to your friends, oh, that's my girlfriend. But it's
I
like
know.
y'all still didn't officially do that title thing, that title conversation. But
You're like the most shocked one. You're probably grinning like, oh, he called me his girlfriend. Like, I'm gonna bring that up tonight. Like,
well,
oh,
hopefully
I'm his
that
girl.
conversation is had.
Oh gosh. Yeah. I don't know.
I
I
feel
just
like a
have
lot of
to.
older people don't like have that conversation. They just assume like, oh, that's my girlfriend. Like talking to older people who are dating, they're just like, oh yeah, that's my girlfriend. Like they don't have that conversation.
So I think it's important to know that if you found yourself in a situationship or if you know that you are in one and you want to exit the situation, like it's important to check in with yourself and then check yourself. And those are two very different things. It's like what is checking in with yourself and what does that look like and feel like for you? Checking in is asking yourself a series of questions about how you are feeling, how you are doing. Like, is this somewhere you want to be?
Mm, you don't.
There you have it. And then
Oh
I guess it's
god.
like, am I okay with the situation? If you are, you are. Who's to say what works for you? You only know for yourself. But don't lie to yourself about it either, just to be momentarily happy because that's exactly what that is.
Because I
Mm-hmm.
mean, these are our personal opinions, but some people are perfectly. I mean, I don't think they would like willingly call it a situationship, but basically being in one. I know people were probably okay with it, and it's not like 100% a bad thing. So just make sure you good with it, and if you good, that's what it matters.
Amen.
But wait, hold on. I'm sorry. I'm just like, wait, hold on for every little thing. But if two people are okay with quote unquote being in a situationship, wouldn't that be considered something around the lines of friends with benefits?
Okay, so how about this? We actually did some research because we were trying to figure out what our personal definitions were. So we actually pulled up an urban dictionary definition so we could like talk about that too. Situationship as any problematic relationship characterized by one or more unresolved interpersonal conflicts, usually confused with dating. I hope y'all got that. But that's the Urban Dictionary definition. So I guess it wouldn't, if we're basing it off of this definition, it wouldn't be a situationship if both people were happy with it. So what would that be? Y'all just dating, I guess? I mean, I guess.
Or friends with benefits. Friends with
Yeah,
benefits.
yeah.
If y'all both agree, then it's friends with benefits, and y'all know that it's not going to be a relationship. All about being on the same page. Once y'all all on the same page, everything is cool and good. But once one person is off a different page, then that's when it becomes a situationship.
We
Yeah.
discussed checking in with yourself. The other part is check yourself before you wreck yourself, boo. I'm playing. But
But for real though.
reminding yourself you are worth more. Okay, check yourself looks like reminding yourself you are worth more and asking yourself, how did I get here? Queens, kings, you are worth more than a situationship if you want more. If you want to be in a relationship, get your relationship because there's somebody out there that's willing to be in a relationship with you. If you are comfortable where you at, boo, who am I to tell you otherwise? But I'm just saying, realizing that you come at a great value.
Agreed. Snap, snap, snap to that. We also need to realize that a situationship is very unhealthy and that there's no clear direction, such as a fuck buddy and friends with benefits. Like how we said previously that, you both of you guys agree this is what it is and you guys don't want to be in a relationship and this is what that is. And you would rather, I think somebody would rather be put into a section of those two versus being in a situationship where it's just confusing all over. And we talked a lot about situationships and provided our own personal experiences. As these are our own opinions, we hope that you are able to redefine your situationships by knowing exactly what you want. If the feelings begin to change, communicate that and redefine your situation.
Thanks for joining us on the couch. Talk to you next week when we discuss being in a relationship with yourself.
Please subscribe to our podcast, share with your family and friends, and follow us on Instagram and Facebook. So many times